I am Jade Leyva and this is ArtChat. This is the fourth episode I do. Today is a really beautiful day, even though a little rainy here in New Mexico. And today I decided to show you how to make a piece of pottery in the style and technique of my dear friend and mentor Bill Freeman. So I hope that you like this video, and please subscribe to my channel on YouTube and like my page on Facebook or Instagram. So these videos I'm going to be coming out once a week, every Thursday. So if you would like to share this with anybody that you think might be interested in seeing this, please do, and leave me some feedback. I'd love to hear from you. So I'm going to choose right now one of the molds of the shapes that I would like to make today. I'm going to do one of them actually, and I think I'm going to make something small. Maybe I'm thinking maybe this one. Yeah, this is the one I have chosen. He actually made these molds. They were really beautiful. He made around 400 of them. So these are pretty nice, and he used this as his technique to create the shape for his pottery. But we're gonna head on to the studio and I'll see you in a little bit. Stay tuned. Welcome to my studio. I just wanted to share with you a few things before I get started and start making the piece. This is a piece of pottery that I made a few years back, and I utilized the technique that my mentor Bill taught me, and I painted my designs on it. This is a bluebird wrapping around it, and so yeah, that's one of the pieces that I made. This is pretty big actually. I'm gonna put it over here for now. And then this is another piece that my friend Bill Freeman made, who was very interested in ancient cultures, and he did pottery restoration, and also he recreated some of the pieces that he restored sometimes, and sometimes he collected. So yeah, he was very fascinated by this type of art. This one right here is Paracas from Peru. It's one of the great ancient cultures of the country of Peru. So it's really beautiful. So anyway, a lot of these techniques can be also applied to pottery restoration as well. So yeah, that's how he got kind of started being interested in pottery, by restoring pots, and then it evolved into him collecting and creating these beautiful pieces. So okay, I'd like to get started. This is a workspace that I really like. This is a place where my friend Bill Freeman actually built a lot of tables for his work, and this is one of them. This was created specifically for creating pottery. So it's an honor for me to be able to still use this table that he made. He passed 5 years ago, and I miss him a lot. He was a really good friend of mine. But yeah, I would love to show you what he did. His technique was actually a non-traditional technique for making pots. It's a technique that he came up with. He invented it, and it's pretty contemporary, but at the same time, when you finish creating the pieces, they have this really awesome old look as well. Today I'm going to be doing the painting part, just the forming, and eventually I will share a video of how to paint the pots as well. But this is the form that I chose. These are these forms he created, each one of them. He created over 400 of them. I only have about 40 that I kept, smaller and medium ones, so that if I wanted to create some pottery, I can actually go ahead and do that. Yeah, each one of these are hand formed by him. And yeah, if you would like to check out his work, his Bill Freeman Art here on Facebook. And yeah, you can see a little bit about his bio and all kinds of things. But okay, I think that we should probably get started with forming a pot. Thanks. I'll show you all the materials. Okay, so these are all the materials that I'm going to be using for the piece of pottery that I'm going to be making. This is the mold that I'm going to be using. Now I have, this is a rolling pan for rolling the medium. This is a non-traditional technique. It's actually rolled, and it's a mixture, and then you roll it, and it's a self-hardening medium. So I have here, this is the guides that I use for the thickness of the medium to go onto the mold. This is actually the plastic that I use for rolling the medium and applying it onto the mold. And this is a shoe. They use this for like filing the hoofs of horses. So this is really a good handy tool to file whatever excess we have on the mold, on the medium. And then this is some wax. We need to apply this to the mold so that way the medium releases easily. Some water. This is the medium. This is actually a combination of plaster of Paris and Portland cement. And these are some spatulas. These are 3 rocks that I gathered to be able to form the piece over here. So you'll see. I'll show you. So first of all, we take our wax. We make sure that we spread it all around the mold evenly. This is the kind of wax that you use for flooring, for waxing floors. So don't put a whole bunch of it, just enough to cover the surface, because later on it's kind of hard to take it off the medium. So it's good to not put a whole bunch of it, just enough to, so we're able to release. There's our mold all waxed up. You can see. I'm a little rusty, I haven't done this for a while. This is just like making tortillas. So that way I put my guides right here on the side, so there's an even coating. So some places are not thicker than others. I see a little bit of bubbles on there. I'm gonna shake it a little bit. Let all this come to the surface. Put it on. Just like this. So in order to be able to release it from the mold, we have to make some seams on it. So we need to make some seams, 3 seams, so that way we can take it apart. So I start right here, it goes like that, and then one this way and one this way. So I do it with a razor blade, with a sort of like in an angle. I mark it first, and then I do it like with the tip, so that way it creates like a V kind of gap, V-shaped gap. This is going to come off the mold, so in order to place it back together, I have to create a guide so it goes exactly right. So these are called bridges. So these bridges are going to be broken and put back together. It's just for the precise meeting point when we put the pot back together. I'm going to start grinding it a little bit, so that way I can take all of the excess. I'm gonna do this over here, so something doesn't get combined. Okay, so now it is hard enough on this side, so I can go ahead and turn it. Go ahead and place it. I actually got this ring. I'm gonna place it on that. That way it'll be a little bit easier to handle. I make sure that I continue my seams to the top. Okay, I am back, and I'm going to now separate the piece of pottery from the mold. This is probably a nerve-wracking part, but a fun part as well. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to hit lightly each one of the bridges that I created on the seams. I hold it tight so I don't hit any other part. Put my elbow on it, locking it down. You can kind of hear it crack when the bridge breaks. Ready? Can I hear that sound? So I turn it around. I'm gonna do the same thing. Sometimes the middle bridges break, but this one didn't. This one came off on its own. Okay, so carefully I take out each piece. It should come out easy. There we go. So my mold, I don't need to use it anymore. So I'm gonna put it right over here. Now something I'm going to do, I would like to take all of the excess wax from the inside, because it still has some. So because I'm gonna try to cover up the inside just to fill in any gaps and any holes and air bubbles that I might have. So I use a water sand, kind of coarse sandpaper. Okay, so now I have finished taking all of the wax out on the outside of the pieces. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a little bit of the same paste and just create a little bit of wet medium, so that way I can fill in all the holes and cracks that are on the inside. The pieces together. This is an exciting part. So I place these, the biggest one first, and then the second biggest. Have to find out which side it is. That's the whole reason why we did our bridges. Oh no, sorry. I think the second one that goes on is actually the smaller. It's not so heavy. And when we do this, it should match perfectly. Which it did now. We have to be super careful when doing this part. So, because it can collapse at any time. This one's matching nicely. The bottom one is not. We are going to cover up the seams. Again, we're gonna cover that up. So now I am back, and I actually I have checked my pot and it's all ready. It has dried enough that I can actually move it around. So it's still a little bit rough, but we'll make it nice. Make some of the mixture again, and I'm going to cover up the inside just to fill in any gaps that I might have and cover up the seams so we can see them, so it's seamless. So the inside is done already. Now I'm gonna work on the outside. There's a seam line right there. And I'm gonna leave it drying like this for a while. Maybe a half hour or so that way I can come back and build up the neck part. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really appreciate you watching. This is a medium that I really enjoy doing. My mentor Bill was awesome. He was a really good artist, and I really appreciated that he taught me and many others how to make this kind of art. And once they're painted, they're pretty cool too. So I just wanted to show you the first step of how to create this type of work. And hopefully I can inspire someone to do the same. I am not sure about sharing like the materials like online and stuff regarding brands and all of that, but I will be more than happy to share on private message, like if you're curious about like what materials to use, where to buy them and all of that, I'll be happy to share with you. So write me a message and I will write back to you. I will see you next week. Please tune in on my YouTube channel at Jade Leyva Art, also on Facebook and Instagram. I hope you can follow me, and I'll see you next week. Thank you for tuning in ArtChat. Take care.